everybody, it's the Law and Gnome, and welcome back to another Funko Pop update over here on my channel. If you are new, let me just say welcome. It is a pleasure to have you. And for all of you returning, especially if you're Funko faithful, I know it just sounds like the world is coming apart when it comes to everything that is going on in the world of Funko. But the reason why I'm here is to provide you guys some happy things, some good things. You know, forget about what's going on in the corporate world, and let's just focus on the good things in life, and in this case, Funko Pop. So, there's definitely a lot of stuff to review in my collection, but as you know, I am trying to stretch it out as best as possible because I want to make sure that at least by the end of the year, I'll have collection updates for you. And I was actually planning to talk about a specific topic, and if you're taking a look at the shirt, you could probably figure out what the topic is, and you could probably figure out that is this specific music act included in my pop collection? Well, we'll find out. But anyway, something happened. As you know, last month I spoke about something that got me very excited, and lo and behold, the thing that I actually pre-ordered arrived. So I am throwing everything in my collection aside to focus on this one specific Funko Pop today. And before we get into the news, let's just take a look at how my collection has been going. So guys, it finally happened. After years of me being a Funko fan, and waiting, and at the same time venting uncontrollably, they always say at the very end of the day, good things come to those who wait. And even though I vented, and vented, and vented, in the end, I finally got a piece to add to my collection that sort of makes me feel like my collection is very much complete at this point. I mean, if I were to stop collecting today, at this very moment, I would feel completely satisfied, because if you remember what I said in my previous video, when it comes to me being a fan of 80s movies and popular culture, there are 4 pillars in my world. There's Back to the Future, there's Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and there's Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and the final installment, of course, in those 4 pillars is Indiana Jones. So, I had a Ferris Bueller's Day Off pop. I had a Who Framed Roger Rabbit pop. It's right up there in my collection over here. I even have Jessica. My Ferris Bueller pop is in another room, but you guys know I have it. If you don't believe me, watch some of my previous reviews. And I also do have plenty of Back to the Future Funko Pop. As a matter of fact, the original Marty and Doc are my first 2. But I knew that I had to have an Indiana Jones pop in my collection. I love these movies. Raiders of the Lost Ark came out the year I was born. It is one of the greatest films of all time. I have a soft spot for every single one. And yes, I do want to see The Dial of Destiny when it comes out. So I do remember when Indiana Jones pops came out, and turned out that they were either extremely rare con exclusives or they were only theme park exclusives, and you just couldn't get them anywhere. I think there was only one that was shared from the con, and it was a pop ride of Indy in a Jeep, and I did not want that one. I wanted an Indiana Jones pop that featured the fedora, the brown coat, the idol, the whip, anything from Raiders of the Lost Ark. And that was the very first San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Funko Pop that was offered, and I never was able to get my hands on it. So when the movie was announced, meaning the new Indiana Jones movie, and then getting a little hint or two that there was going to be some common Indiana Jones pops, well, I got extremely hopeful, and even if it was just going to be the Dial of Destiny, I would have gotten a regular Indiana Jones in his famed getup that he has been known for over 40 years. But then they announced that they were going to give us a movie moment. The most iconic Indiana Jones movie moment. Probably one of the most iconic moments in film history. Indiana Jones running from the boulder. So I wanted that one. That was the one, because of the fact that I waited for so long. I wanted to get something truly epic after all this time. And I will say, when this pop arrived in the mail just a few days ago, I literally was shocked at what I got, because this big box was dropped in front of my house, and I was like, no, this can't be that big, can it? Because I didn't really know what I was getting when I saw the box that size. And then when I pulled out the pop, I was like, No way, because what I really thought I was going to be getting was the Indiana Jones pop, and then the boulder as just like a cutout backdrop, like the E.T. glow-in-the-dark Elliot and E.T. flying right past the moon. That's what I thought I was getting from the boulder chase. But no! It's an entire freaking piece! Like, you can see the whole boulder! It's unbelievable! So, when I saw this thing and I held it in my hand, I was like, this is more than what I paid for, more than what I bargained for, and I love this Funko Pop to death. I think this may be the greatest Funko Pop that they have ever made. Maybe it's because I'm on such a high because I finally have an Indiana Jones piece, but this is one of the most beautifully detailed pops I've ever seen. And the other interesting thing is, this is the first time in a long time when Funko Pops are bobbleheads. And it makes so much sense because all of the Disney properties that are not Disney characters, like Marvel and Star Wars, they're all bobbleheads too. So it makes so much sense for Indiana Jones Pops to be the same. So yeah, there's plenty more coming out from all of the original trilogy, and I wouldn't be surprised if a Crystal Skull set is made too, because the Dial of Destiny is being made, and you really can't have a full Indiana Jones set if you don't make all 5 movies. So this is all I need. My favorite moment and everything I want in the Indiana Jones pop. As you can see, I've got Indy in the fedora with the 5 o'clock shadow, the brown jacket. He's holding the idol. He's got the whip over there in his hand. And the boulder chase is just the icing on a cake because you've got little rocks flying from the boulder, kicking up all the ground. You get beautiful detail on the moss all over and the structures of the rock, like the stalagmites. And it's just gorgeous. Even when you go all the way in, you can see the little passageway that Indy is using to run away from the boulder. And you just turn it all the way around and you just get this beautiful textured freaking boulder, and on the back you get the higher elevated ground. And I just love that because of the fact that they're doing what they are doing with the Star Wars stuff, they're giving them little platforms and they're putting Indiana Jones engraved on every one. So yeah, I am just so impressed and taken aback by the detail that Funko went into creating this specific piece. I mean, good things come to those who wait. That is true. But I also really believe that because of the fact that there have been so many people that have been waiting so long to actually get their hands on an Indiana Jones pop to add to their collection, I really feel, and at least I hope I'm right, that they wanted to make sure that those fans were going to get something truly special that was worth waiting for. So that's enough out of this, guys. Let's get into the news. We always begin where we have to, and that, of course, is the Funko Shop exclusives. And I also, before I begin, want to give another shout-out to HotStuffForGeeks.com, because once again, due to all the craziness that is going on with Funko, they really need to figure out something with their social media team, because there are so many things that are showing up in regards to new releases from Funko. And when it comes to their social media, it's just really hard to get them posted for some reason. So I have to really go out to find other sources that allow me to give you guys everything that's new and exciting, because I want to give it to you. I don't want you guys to know if you're missing anything. So some of the Funko Shop exclusives are the following. We got, finally, after wondering if it was ever going to happen, we have Cruella de Vil in her nightwear on the phone, and we also have the second in the Harry Potter art series, which is the Hufflepuff Badger. And then, thanks to Hot Stuff for Geeks, we got a couple of other very interesting things, including a very special Pride BB-8 backpack from Loungefly and a Pop. I believe there's also an R2-D2 as well. There's also another one of the Year 1 exclusives, and this, of course, is Mickey Mouse. Comes with a lot to display. We also have another X-Men comic cover with Wolverine. This is actually an X-Men cover. I believe it's issue 207, and that is featuring Wolverine again, and this is also a Mark Silvestri cover, if I'm not mistaken, so that's pretty cool, but I'm not getting it. And I think the coolest one is the Ant-Man and the Wasp exclusive from Funko, where you see Ant-Man shrinking down. That's pretty clever. We also had a couple of Blacklight DC heroes from that Japanese timeline, as well as some other things. These are all from Pop Asia. And plenty of Loungefly stuff, including Disney stuff, Marvel stuff. I think the best one here is definitely the cartoon one, because you've got so many great characters from Cartoon Network. And I also think the Mushu one and the Goofy movie one are cool as well. Some new t-shirt packs, anime stuff, especially the Trigun with the exclusive Pop of Vash. Once again, the NFTs, I get more angrier and angrier whenever I see the next series, because, once again, these certain pops could do so much better if they would just make them commons. So, they made the Dark Knight Trilogy pops a while back, pretty much when Funko was starting out, and now, in order to get a Scarecrow, a Two-Face, a Catwoman, or a Bane, or even a Bruce Wayne, you have to get the NFTs. It sucks. It really, really does. Because I think the Two-Face is absolutely gorgeous. And of course, the Freddy Funko is Jim Gordon. A couple new Bitty Pop series are coming, including Disney Princesses and TMNT. A whole new bunch of Hot Topic exclusives, including some new Hello Kitty and Friends, a new one from Oron High School Host Club, and a strawberry-scented strawberry shortcake. Couple of other exclusives, including a GameStop exclusive of a Black Knight Red Hood from Gotham Knights, a Hot Topic 2-pack of SpongeBob and Patrick, as well as a brand new Stitch with Turtle. And only at Target, another Marvel comic cover. This is a very cool cover of Hawkeye from Avengers 109. Not gonna get it, but I do appreciate the fact that it's coming and that Hawkeye is being featured. And then I think one of the coolest things was the new Batman Beyond pop. This was supposed to come out from Zavi, and then Zavi either went out of business or is not selling pops anymore. I don't know the situation. There's a lot of online retailers that are going out of business now. I think the one that a lot of people know about is Big Apple Collectibles. So it turns out that Funko managed to pick up the ball, and now we are finally going to be getting the Batman Beyond with the invisible cloaked version as well. I think these are pretty cool. I wish that the Crouching Batman Beyond didn't come out when it did, because I probably would have gotten this one instead, but I still love what I have. I'm not going to get another Batman Beyond pop, and I think I like the other one better because it actually has a mouth, so it's really a little bit more authentic to the actual cartoon. Then we had a couple of sports ones coming out. We have a whole new series of NASCAR. We also have the USA Women's Soccer Team, and a couple of pretty cool vintage NHL pops, including the legendary Bobby Clark. A couple of other interesting ones are coming out, including a Queer Eye set, a Trailer Park Boys set, and even, for the very first time, a Law & Order series. So you can get two of your favorite characters. I mean, I show them to my wife. My wife does love Agent Benson, but she's not going to be getting her hands on these. But if you're a Law & Order fan, I mean, to me they look pretty generic, but you can get them if you like them. And then a couple of helps from other specific sources. We've got some cool new things, including a Hot Topic exclusive Blacklight Casey Jones, a really cool Corpse Bride moment, even a Amazon exclusive of Admiral Akbar on his seat. I think this is the moment where he says it's a trap. I mean, it is the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi after all. We also have a common Twizzlers, which I think is pretty cute, and the one that really shines for me, but I'm not getting it though, but I do like featuring them when they come out, the newest piece of the 12-piece Civil War combining set. It is Ant-Man, so you can get a new addition to Captain America's team. That means we only have 4 more characters left. And then some of the new lines that are coming out, we are getting Transformers Rise of the Beasts. I believe on the recording of this video, that movie just came out today. So you can get some of your classic Transformers, including RC for the first time, as well as some of the Beast versions of the Transformers, including a Target exclusive Rhinox. And then we are celebrating the 70th anniversary of Peter Pan, so we have a whole bunch of new Peter Pan Funko Pop Commons, as well as the newest addition to the movie posters line, and that is a really cool one of Peter Pan playing his flute, and Tinkerbell is flying right behind him. So if you are collecting the Disney movie posters, first of all, I pray for your wallets, but if you are collecting them, I really hope that you're ready for this one. And of course, May was May the 4th be with you, and we had a whole bunch of brand new Star Wars pops, including commons and exclusives, as well as some Funko sodas, some pop keychains, some rides, as well as some brand new games. We got a brand new series of games called Star Wars Rivals. And of course, we got the brand new line of The Witcher with a couple of exclusives, including Amazon and Funko Shop. So if you're a fan of The Witcher's Netflix show, you're probably going to want to get your hands on these. And then we had a bunch of brand new Funko sodas from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. These are not limited batches. This is an entire line, so that means these are commons. So you can get a bunch of the characters that you've seen in the movie. I know that this movie's already out and it's making a ton of money at the box office. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the original film, but I think I'm going to give it a rewatch because they're saying so many amazing things about this sequel. So I think I'm going to give this film a shot. I mean, I love the fact that Spider-Man 2099 is going to be in this movie because I remember when that comic book came out back in the 90s. And finally, the other new addition is the fact that we are going to be getting some brand new advent calendars. So you can get a Pokemon advent calendar as well as a DC superheroes calendar. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below. Tell me about some of the new stuff that you've added to your collection. What are you looking forward? Are you collecting the NFTs? I really like to know what your experience has been. Have you gotten a redeemable? And what have you been seeing in regards to fellow collectors who are trying to obtain these redeemables? And hopefully you're putting some money aside for San Diego Comic-Con. And we'll talk about that in the next video, most likely. But in the meantime, I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, feel free to leave a comment. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to be up to date with our latest videos. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.